Margaret walked into my office last Tuesday morning. She held out her hands toward me, palms down, and said something that stopped me cold. Dr. Brooks, these spots weren't here 6 months ago. Now they're everywhere. My daughter says it's just aging, but something feels wrong. Margaret was 62, had been my patient for 8 years, and I'd never seen her look this worried. Those dark spots on her hands weren't just cosmetic concerns to her. They were a signal that something deeper was happening inside her body, and she was absolutely right to be concerned. What I discovered during her examination that day changed everything I thought I knew about those brown spots we've all been told are simply sun damage or age spots. The truth is far more serious and far more treatable than anyone wants to admit. Those spots on Margaret's hands and possibly on yours right now are often your liver sending out a distress signal. Your body is literally trying to tell you that one of your most vital organs is struggling to do its job. And if you ignore these signs, the consequences go far beyond cosmetic concerns. We're talking about your energy levels, your immune system, your brain function, and ultimately your longevity. But here's what gives me hope. Once you understand what's really happening and why these spots appear, you can actually reverse much of the damage. Margaret's story has a very different ending than where it started, and I'm going to share exactly how she turned things around. More importantly, I'm going to give you the same protocol that helped her so you can start protecting and healing your liver starting today. Because your liver health isn't just about avoiding disease, it's about feeling energetic, thinking clearly, and maintaining that vitality that keeps you independent and active well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Let me explain what's really happening when those dark spots start appearing on your hands, your face, your arms. Most doctors will tell you they're age spots or liver spots caused by sun exposure over the years. And yes, UV damage plays a role. But what they often don't explain is why some 60-year-olds have hands covered in dark spots, while others the same age have relatively clear skin, even with similar sun exposure throughout their lives. The difference isn't just genetics or how much sunscreen they used. The difference is liver function. Your liver is responsible for processing and eliminating toxins from your body every single day. We're talking about environmental chemicals from cleaning products, pesticides on food, medications, alcohol, even the natural waste products your own cells create as they function. When your liver is working efficiently, these toxins get filtered out and eliminated through your bile, your urine, your breath, your sweat. But when your liver becomes overwhelmed or damaged, something called lipofuscin starts accumulating in your tissues. Lipofuscin is essentially cellular garbage. It's made up of oxidized fats and proteins that your liver should be clearing out but can't keep up with anymore. This brown pigment doesn't just collect randomly. It concentrates in areas where blood flow is highest and where your skin is thinnest, your hands, your face, your forearms. What you're seeing as age spots is actually your body's way of storing toxins it can't eliminate. Think of it like this. Imagine your liver is like the waste management system for a city. When the system is working properly, garbage gets collected and disposed of regularly. But when the trucks break down or the workers go on strike, garbage starts piling up in the streets. Those dark spots on your skin are like the garbage piling up. They're visible evidence that your internal waste management system is failing. And just like a city with failing waste management, when your liver can't keep up, problems start cascading throughout your entire system. You start feeling tired because your liver can't efficiently convert nutrients into energy. Your brain feels foggy because toxins that should be eliminated are circulating in your bloodstream. Your immune system weakens because your liver produces many of the proteins essential for immune function. Your digestion suffers because your liver produces the bile needed to break down fats and absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Margaret's blood work told the whole story. Her liver enzymes were elevated, indicating cellular damage. Her bilirubin levels were creeping up, showing her liver was struggling to process waste. Most telling of all, her albumin levels were dropping, which meant her liver wasn't producing enough of this crucial protein that keeps fluid from leaking out of her blood vessels. Her doctor had mentioned the elevated liver enzymes during her last physical, but suggested they monitor them. No urgency. No explanation of what it meant for her daily life. No discussion of the connection between her declining liver function and those spreading dark spots that were causing her so much distress. I've been practicing family medicine for 28 years here in our small town, and I've seen this pattern hundreds of times. Patients come in worried about their appearance, about looking older, about those brown spots that seem to multiply overnight. What they don't realize is that these spots are often the first visible sign of liver dysfunction that, if left unchecked, can progress to more serious problems. The liver is remarkable in its ability to regenerate, but it's also stubborn in how it shows distress. By the time most people develop symptoms like fatigue, abdominal pain, or yellowing of the skin, significant damage has already occurred. Those age spots are actually an early warning system. Your body is giving you a chance to intervene before things get worse. In my practice, I've learned to pay close attention to what my patient's skin is telling me about their internal health. The Cleveland Clinic has published extensive research on the connection between liver function and skin manifestations. And the CDC has acknowledged that liver disease is often underdiagnosed because early symptoms are subtle or dismissed as normal aging. But normal aging doesn't have to include liver dysfunction. The NIH has documented cases where proper liver support has not only improved function markers, but also reduced the appearance of age-related pigmentation changes. What I've observed in my own patients aligns perfectly with this research. When we address liver health comprehensively, people don't just feel better. They often look years younger as their skin clears and those dark spots begin to fade. Margaret wasn't just another case study to me. She was a vibrant woman who had raised 3 children, worked as a school librarian for 30 years, and was looking forward to traveling with her husband in retirement. Those spreading dark spots represented something much deeper than vanity. They represented her fear of losing her health, her independence, her quality of life. And that fear was completely justified based on what her blood work was showing. The solution isn't complicated, but it does require a systematic approach that most doctors simply don't have time to explain in a 15-minute appointment. Your liver needs 3 things to function optimally and begin reversing the damage that's showing up on your skin. First, it needs the raw materials to produce the enzymes and compounds required for detoxification. Second, it needs protection from ongoing damage while it heals. And third, it needs support for the regeneration process that allows liver cells to repair and replace themselves. Let me walk you through exactly what this looks like in practice, because this is the same protocol I use with Margaret and dozens of other patients who have seen remarkable improvements, not just in their liver function, but in their energy, their mental clarity, and yes, the appearance of their skin. The foundation is what I call liver-specific nutrition. Your liver requires certain nutrients to produce glutathione, which is your body's master antioxidant and detoxifier. Most people over 50 are deficient in the precursors needed to make adequate glutathione. We're talking about N-acetylcysteine, glycine, and glutamine. These amino acids work together to help your liver neutralize toxins and protect itself from damage. But you can't just take random supplements and hope for the best. The timing, the ratios, and the form of these nutrients matter enormously. N-acetylcysteine, for example, is most effective when taken on an empty stomach, ideally first thing in the morning. The dosage that shows clinical benefit in studies is typically 600 to 1200 milligrams daily, but you need to start lower and work up to avoid digestive upset. Glycine supports the second phase of liver detoxification, where toxins get packaged for elimination. The research suggests 3 grams daily, but it's best taken in divided doses with meals to support the natural rhythm of your digestive system. Then there's milk thistle, specifically the silymarin complex. This isn't just folk medicine. The active compounds in milk thistle have been shown in clinical trials to protect liver cells from damage and support regeneration. But here's what most people don't know. The standard milk thistle supplements you find in drugstores are poorly absorbed. You need either a phosphatidylcholine complex or a standardized extract that's been processed for bioavailability. The effective dose is typically 200 to 400 milligrams of silymarin taken twice daily with meals. Beyond specific nutrients, your liver needs what I call metabolic support. This means optimizing your sleep because your liver does most of its repair work during deep sleep phases. It means managing stress because chronic cortisol elevation directly impairs liver function. And it means timing your meals to support your liver's natural circadian rhythms. Most people don't realize that your liver has its own biological clock. Eating late at night forces your liver to work when it should be resting and regenerating. The research shows that finishing your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime can significantly improve liver enzyme levels within just a few weeks. This is where I often recommend patients track their daily habits and symptoms to identify patterns and monitor improvements. There's actually an app I use with many of my patients that helps track these liver supporting habits alongside energy levels, sleep quality, and other health markers. It makes it much easier to see the connections between what you're doing and how you're feeling. You can find the link in the pinned comment if you want to check it out. The key is consistency with these interventions, and having a way to track your progress helps enormously with motivation. Now, the third component is what I call liver hygiene. Just like dental hygiene prevents tooth decay, liver hygiene prevents the accumulation of damage that leads to dysfunction. This means reducing your toxic load wherever possible, switching to natural cleaning products, choosing organic produce when feasible, especially for the dirty dozen fruits and vegetables that carry the highest pesticide residues. It means being strategic about alcohol consumption. I'm not saying you can never have a glass of wine, but if you're trying to heal your liver, alcohol needs to be occasional, not daily. It means staying hydrated with clean water because dehydration makes it much harder for your liver to eliminate toxins. And it means supporting your other elimination pathways, your kidneys, your lungs, your skin, and your digestive system all work together with your liver. When these systems are functioning well, your liver doesn't have to work as hard. The results speak for themselves, and they happen faster than most people expect. Margaret started the protocol on a Monday. By the following Friday, she called my office to say her energy was noticeably better. Within 3 weeks, her sleep had improved dramatically. She was falling asleep more easily and waking up feeling refreshed instead of groggy. At her 6-week follow-up, her liver enzymes had dropped into the normal range for the first time in 2 years. But what surprised her most was that several people commented that she looked rested and vibrant. The dark spots on her hands hadn't disappeared completely, but they were noticeably lighter, and more importantly, new spots had stopped appearing. At 3 months, her blood work showed continued improvement across all markers of liver function. Her albumin levels had normalized, indicating her liver was once again producing adequate amounts of this crucial protein. Her bilirubin had dropped to optimal levels. Even her cholesterol profile improved, which makes sense because your liver produces about 80% of your body's cholesterol. When liver function improves, cholesterol regulation often follows. But Margaret's case isn't unique. The medical literature is full of studies showing similar improvements when liver function is properly supported. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine followed 150 patients with elevated liver enzymes who implemented comprehensive liver support protocols. After 12 weeks, 78% showed significant improvement in enzyme levels, and 65% reported improvements in energy and overall well-being. More interesting to our discussion today, 43% of participants reported visible improvements in skin clarity and reduction in age-related pigmentation. The Cleveland Clinic has documented similar results in their metabolic health programs. When patients focus on liver health as part of their overall wellness strategy, they see improvements that go far beyond liver function markers. We're talking about better sleep, improved mood, clearer thinking, more stable energy throughout the day, and yes, often significant improvements in skin health and appearance. The reason this works is that liver health affects every system in your body. Your liver produces over 500 different enzymes and proteins. It stores and releases glucose to maintain stable blood sugar. It produces bile acids that are essential for fat digestion and absorption. It processes hormones, including insulin, cortisol, and sex hormones. When your liver is functioning optimally, all these systems work better. You feel better, you think more clearly, you have more energy, and you look healthier because you are healthier. Let me give you 3 specific things you can start doing today that will begin supporting your liver function within 24 hours. First, start your day with what I call liver wake-up water. Mix 1 tablespoon of fresh lemon juice with 8 ounces of warm water and drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. The citric acid in lemon stimulates bile production, which helps your liver eliminate toxins that have accumulated overnight. Wait at least 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything else. This simple habit can improve your liver's detoxification capacity and often leads to increased energy within the first week. Second, implement what I call the 12-hour liver rest. Finish eating for the day at least 12 hours before your first meal the next morning. If you eat breakfast at 7 a.m., finish dinner by 7 p.m. the night before. This gives your liver uninterrupted time to focus on detoxification and regeneration instead of processing food. During this fasting window, your liver can catch up on cellular repair and toxin elimination. Most of my patients notice improved sleep quality and morning energy within just a few days of implementing this pattern. Third, add liver-supporting vegetables to 1 meal every day. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, and cabbage contain compounds called glucosinolates that directly support your liver's phase 2 detoxification pathways. Aim for at least 1 cup of these vegetables daily, either raw or lightly cooked. Steaming is ideal because it preserves the beneficial compounds while making them easier to digest. If you find these vegetables difficult to digest, start with smaller amounts and gradually increase. Your digestive system will adapt, and the liver benefits are substantial. These 3 changes alone can begin shifting your liver function in a positive direction. But remember, consistency matters more than perfection. It's better to do these things most days rather than trying to be perfect for a few days and then giving up. Your liver responds to consistent, gentle support much better than dramatic changes followed by old habits. What I want you to understand is that those dark spots on your hands don't have to be permanent reminders of aging or declining health. They can be motivation to take action that not only improves your appearance, but dramatically enhances your quality of life. Margaret is now 18 months into her liver health journey. The spots on her hands have faded significantly. But more importantly, she has energy for the activities she loves. She's traveling with her husband, playing with her grandchildren, and feeling confident about her health and her future. She recently told me that taking control of her liver health was one of the best decisions she's ever made, not just for how she looks, but for how she feels every single day. Your liver has a remarkable capacity to heal and regenerate when given the right support. Those dark spots that appeared seemingly overnight can fade just as dramatically when you address the underlying cause. But this isn't just about cosmetics. This is about reclaiming your energy, protecting your brain function, supporting your immune system, and maintaining your independence as you age. If you found this information helpful and you want to stay updated on the latest research about healthy aging and longevity, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe to this channel. I share new insights from both clinical practice and medical research every week, always with a focus on practical strategies you can implement right away. And remember, if you want help tracking your liver supporting habits and monitoring your progress, check out the app I mentioned in the pinned comment below. Taking action today means feeling better tomorrow, and your future self will thank you for starting now.